Today we're going to talk about dividing integers. Okay. The exact same rules apply for dividing integers as do multiplying integers. So remember, for multiplying, if we have an odd number of negative numbers, our answer is negative. If we have an even number of negative numbers, our answer is positive. So the same thing applies to division. So if we divide a positive divided by a negative, or a negative divided by a positive, because there's only one negative number in that quotient, okay, then our answer will be negative. So copy this down. 80 divided by negative 10. Okay. 80 divided by 10 is 8. So 80 divided by negative 10 is going to give us negative 8. Okay, so hopefully this should be pretty easy for you. Find negative 55 over 11. Okay. So remember, a fraction is just another form of a division statement. So this is the same thing as negative 55 divided by 11. And that's going to give us negative 5. Okay, copy this one down. Use the table to find the constant rate of change in centimeters per hour. So we're looking at centimeters per hour. So a constant rate of change, if you remember, that's your change in y over your change in x. So we have xy. So I look here. This is going down 2. And this is going up 1. So my change in centimeters, negative 2, over my change in time, 1. Negative 2 divided by 1 is negative 2 centimeters per hour. There's my constant rate of change. Okay, try these 3 on your own, please. If you need more time, go ahead and pause this. 20 divided by negative 4 is going to give us negative 5. Negative 81 over 9, that's the same thing as negative 81 divided by 9, which is going to give us negative 9. And C, negative 45 divided by 9 is going to give us negative 5. So hopefully you got those correct. Okay, now we're going to divide integers with the same signs. So remember, a positive divided by a positive is a positive. You should hopefully know that already. Okay. A negative divided by a negative is going to give us a positive. Those negatives cancel out, just like they do with multiplication. So copy this, negative 14 divided by negative 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, so negative 14 divided by negative 7 is 2. Your negatives cancel out. Negative 27 over negative 3. This is the same thing as negative 27 divided by negative 3. And that's going to give us 9. Okay, evaluate negative 16 divided by x if x is equal to negative 4. So we need to rewrite this with the number plugged in for our variable. So I'm going to rewrite this, negative 16 divided by negative 4. Put the parentheses to make sure that you know that this is a negative, not a minus. So negative 16 divided by negative 4 is going to give us positive 4. Okay, try these 4, please. Go ahead and pause this and take a moment. Okay, D, we have negative 24 divided by negative 4, and that gives us positive 6. E, we have negative 9 divided by negative 3, and that gives us positive 3. F, we have negative 28 over 7, negative 7, which is the same thing as dividing by negative 7. And that's going to give us positive 4. In G, evaluate A divided by B. If A equals negative 33 and B equals negative 3. So this is negative 33 divided by negative 3. And that's going to give us positive 11. Okay, I want to go over something really quick. If I have, so let's say I have x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 4. Okay. If I have xy, if they gave us xy and we need to find out what this is not 24. Okay. This is equal to 2 times 4. So when you have your variables right next to each other, that's actually multiplication. Or if I have 3y, that is not 34. That is 3 times 4. Okay. So be very careful with that. I see that mistake come up every year. So make sure that you're not just changing these into a constant. It needs to be multiplication. Copy this one down. 1 year, the established the estimated Australian koala population was 1 million. After 10 years, there were about 100,000 koalas. Find the average change in the koala population per year. Then explain its meaning. So pause this and take a moment to copy it down, please. Okay, so we're going to subtract our two numbers. So I have 1 million minus 100,000. And that's going to give me 900,000. Now I need to think, did the population go up or down? It went down. So do you think that this number needs to be a positive or a negative? Yeah, it needs to be a negative. So I'm going to take my negative 900,000. This is how much it changed over 10 years. We want to know how much it changes over 1 year. So I'm going to divide this by 10. And that's going to give me negative 90,000. Okay, so I found the average change in the koala population per year, negative 90,000. Now I need to explain what that means. So it means that a koala population decreases by 90,000 each year. Okay, so there's my final answer. Okay, we've got one more, so go ahead and pause this and take a moment to copy this down and solve this, please. Okay. So when we plug this in, so we have negative 24 degrees Celsius. So we're going to plug that in for our C here. Okay, so we're using this expression to find the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to multiply 9 times negative 24 plus 160 all over 5. So I'm going to work this out step by step. So 9 times negative 24 gives me negative 216. So that's plus 160 over 5, so I'm just copying this down. Negative 216 plus 160 gives me negative 56. So we have negative 56 over 5. When I divide negative 56 divided by 5, that gives me negative 11.2. it wants me to round to the nearest degree, so it's the nearest whole number. So this will round to -11. So it wants us to explain what this means. What this means is that -24 degrees Celsius is about -11 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so those are equivalent. Okay, that's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.